Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Quality Shot Tennis. Today we've got João Fonseca taking on Tommy Paul in Madrid. Round of 64. Two flashy players taking on one another. I think pretty unpredictable matchup, maybe. Young gun Fonseca, one of the most promising kind of breakout stars of the season. Although last year, I think a lot of people were starting to hear more and more of Fonseca. But yeah, very good on clay. Tommy Paul, not as I don't know. He was a Roland Garros juniors champion, but clay is not his favorite surface. But yeah, that makes it a little bit more interesting. If this was on let's say, hard courts or even grass courts, like Tommy Paul would seem like a bigger favorite. On clay, very interesting to see what all is going to happen. Hey, how are you doing, Max? Good to see you in the chat. Let me know who you guys think is winning. Earlier today, Novak went out. We'll see if Fonseca can keep upsets going on the ATP side. I'm going with Fonseca for the upset. I am not doing like a confident, Fonseca is definitely going to win this match. Tommy Paul sucks on clay. I don't think that's the case. I don't think Paul is that bad on clay. In fact, he beat Medvedev last year in, I'd like to say, Rome. It was in one of the clay masters, and then he got to the semifinal, and I thought he was playing a really good ball on clay. So I think Paul is pretty surface versatile, but I just think that Fonseca shows up for big matches so far in his career. Last that we've seen of Tommy Paul, this is his first match in Madrid. Last we've seen of him, he lost in the semis of Houston earlier this month, about 3 weeks ago, to Jensen Brooksby after holding match point. Brooksby beating everybody in that tournament from down match point, ranked 1,500 in the world or whatever he was, like ranked 350 in the world. Yeah, it will be interesting. Tommy Paul is going to serve first. Tommy Paul's first match. It is not João Fonseca's first match, though. Fonseca taking out a pretty low-ranked player, although sure, a very good player, but I can't remember his name. Let's see real quick. It's a player that I had barely heard the name of. And it was Danish player named Moller, Moller, qualified into the tournament, beat him 6-2, 6-3. So that's a good draw for Fonseca, though. Today's going to be a little bit tougher. Fonseca able to get ridiculous pace on forehands, just generating so much pace. Such a good athlete, kind of in the same ranks in my mind as Yannick Sinner, of just such good athleticism, moving forward through the court and being able to stay aggressive. Just very strong. And he's got a lively arm, just able to really attack shots. Very talented. And yeah, Tommy Paul is that killer, though. He's got a good, solid, all-around game. So yeah, I'm gonna say Fonseca's gonna win it, though. I'll say Fonseca wins it. I'll say Fonseca wins in 2 sets. I'll say like 6-4, 7-6. I think second set will be incredibly close. That's my prediction. I got Fonseca in 2 sets. Very close sets. Let me know what you guys think. Tommy Paul did not play Monte Carlo. He is much more excited for grass, I think, than clay. I think Paul is an underrated grass player so far in his career. I think that he's not going to be underrated, let's say, by the end of Wimbledon next year at the latest. Like, he's going to have some big run on the grass courts, especially at Wimbledon. That's going to change people's perspective of his level on grass. It's my opinion. Because he's got the all-court game. His game is, his serve is very good as well. He's fun to watch on grass, and one of the best just athletic movers around, and able to improvise shots quite well too. Find ways to transition and move in. Great player. Backhand Fonseca starting off exactly how he would want to. We're going to see a lot of winners in this match. That's my feeling about it. Don't always see a truckload of winners on clay, maybe compared to grass. But when Fonseca is on the court, when Tommy Paul are on the court, I feel like we're going to see quite a few. Backhand Fonseca goes cross courts with forehand to Paul, inside out. Backhand Fonseca into the net. 15-all. Thank you guys for joining in. Don't forget to subscribe. Quality Shot Tennis, like always, all that stuff. Let me scroll down on the scoreboard as well. Make it look a little bit nicer. Serve out wide, very good from Paul, 30-15. Tommy Paul, obviously the much higher ranked player. Fonseca still about 65 in the world. Tommy Paul lurking right outside the top 10 in the world. Able to crack it for the first time earlier in the season. Fonseca with another winner off the backhand wing. You don't get any piece with either wing from Fonseca. That forehand is the one that you want to avoid, but already 2 backhand winners from Fonseca, 30-all. Great serving from Paul with a couple of aces there, 40-30. A couple aces on the deuce side. Victoria Azarenka watching on. I think that's Ethan Quinn sitting next to her. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it is. Kick serve from Paul. The overhead is not that good. Fonseca able to get it back. Smash. Overheads could have been better, but he gets away with it. 1-0. That's the thing about an overhead. I guess sometimes you don't really have to go all out. That's when at every level I see players just going for overheads. Even when people think of overhead and think, oh, that's an easy shot. No, overheads are not always easy shots. And that's what players like to think too. They're like, okay, now it's going to be an easy shot. Overheads are not always easy shots. If you just think, okay, I'm just going to absolutely rip this. Whenever I hit an overhead, I'm just going to absolutely rip this. You're going to end up hitting a lot of balls into the net, and you're going to get really annoyed at yourself. Meanwhile, if you play a little bit low percentage, a little bit higher percentage, I should say, and kind of just either slice it in or take a little bit of pace off or let it bounce or whatever else, or hit a swinging volley or hit a volley, you're still in an advantageous position usually, but you just give yourself a little bit more margin. And that's really hard to do because you just want to absolutely crack it. It's tempting at every level. Back in from Paul. Goes out. 15 love for Fonseca. João Fonseca, young Brazilian player, able to get a win off of Andre Rublev at the Australian Open first round earlier this year. That was Fonseca's first ever Grand Slam match, and he put on a hell of a performance, beating a top 10 seed in straight sets. If you want to try to name a better first round of a Grand Slam for any player of all time, you won't find one because it doesn't exist. We'll see if he keeps up to his potential and his promise. Forehand cross court from Fonseca is ripped for a winner, 40 love. Big serving from Fonseca, 1-1. Good serving, good stuff. Djokovic losing consecutive matches at Masters level for the second time in his entire career. Yeah, that's, well, first of all, it's an amazing stat. But secondly, Novak, I'm a little bit worried about Novak. It's normal. Things that are happening to him are normal. Also puts into perspective how amazing it is that exactly Novak's age right now, Federer was able to get a point away from winning Wimbledon against Novak in his prime, which I think is very worth it to point out as well. But yeah, Novak kind of starting to struggle. Still, I mean, at the Australian Open, beat Alcaraz, and he got to the semis. So he wants to peak at the slams. He wants to peak at the big tournaments. Got the gold last year. We'll see how he does in the next few slams, but definitely things are looking a bit dire. Although I will say the last 2 years at this part of the season, he struggled, and both of the last 2 seasons can be considered successful seasons. I mean, last year sucked for Novak for the most part, but he got the Olympic gold. So for the most part, you just kind of say, okay, that's fine. 2023 was amazing. 2023 was one of the most dominant, consistent years of Novak's career. Not one of his best, just because he only played like 7 tournaments, but he almost won every match he played outside of this little stretch. So this part of the season doesn't always speak to how the rest of Novak's season will go, but I am a little bit worried for where Novak will end up. It's 15:30 as Fonseca misses a return. He's got a little bit of an open window in this one. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. That's it. That's it. Yeah. I'm planning to write an article about making cases for different players and who is going to end up being the 3rd best player of this next era of tennis, and making a case for every player, because I think that it's a really interesting time to do that right now. Forehand goes out. This kid who just got to double break point against Paul is one of the prime contenders for that. And it's not like a big 3 situation. Certainly not yet. But it's interesting to ask, because it seems quite clear who the best 2 players, or at least it seems like right now, are going to be of the era. The 3rd best is undetermined. But Fonseca making a good case for himself, very start of his career. It's going to be a let, so another first serve for Paul. Trying to save 2 break points here. Fonseca looking for the break early. Fonseca saying, you're playing on clay. You are playing on my surface, on my domain. Fonseca, Brazilian, obviously grew up playing on clay, as do a lot of people who grow up in South America. Backhand inside out goes to the forehand of Paul. Forehand, Fonseca rips it, hits it out. I like the attempt though. He makes that shot. Very few other people. Anybody can attempt that shot. Very few people will make it. Fonseca usually makes it. Anybody on earth can try to hit that shot. Anyone. Fonseca makes it half the time. That was not one of the times he made it. One more break point to save for Paul. Good first serve in down the tee. Forehand rips. Paul volley solid. Deuce. Very high on Tommy Paul. Very high on Tommy Paul. This guy is the ultimate under the radar player. Gets to deuce. Clutch serving there. See if he gets out of this game. Job's not done yet. Forehand of Fonseca down the middle. Big Fonseca. Big forehand. Advantage to Zhao. Zhao Fonseca with a ripper. Went forehand to forehand. Paul didn't find enough width. Fonseca said, okay, let me see what I can do. Kick serve is a great oh! I cannot believe that point, because that was crazy. But Paul hit an unbelievable serve, just catching the side of the line. Fonseca just put up a lob that I thought was going out. I'm not sure that was going in. It was going to be very close. It maybe would land right into the corner, catching like a smidge of both lines, or it would be just out. Paul didn't want to take a chance, and he hits the slice overhead, which caught the side of the line on the deuce side. That was hard in your mouth stuff if you're Tommy Paul's coach. I actually forgot who's coaching Paul. Is that Wim Fissette? How do you say it? Might be. No, Brad Stein. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Breakpoint number 4. Serve down T, forehand the net. Those chances pile up. That's why the whole thing is, it's easier said than done, but you want to take it on the first one, 15-40, you got to pretend like this is the only point of the whole match, right? Every point, it's the only point. Just got to take it if you can. Backhand, cross court, forehand to Paul. That's too good. Good depth of shot there coming in. Didn't take a chance on that one. A little bit of risk reward, but you want to get that depth on the shot because Fonseca is quick. He's athletic. He likes moving on the clay. He covered that backhand well. Paul didn't make a mistake of it. But I mean, that's the kind of thing when Fonseca puts on even more muscle, like Yannick, for example, like those kind of shots, which are already great defense, like they're just going to be unbelievable. Like, I don't know. It's that kind of a thing. Forehand, cross court, goes to the forehand of Fonseca. Slice, forehand, cross court, very good. 2-1 for Paul. You got the feeling watching João Fonseca that he's got the passion for it, right? He's got the passion for the game. Just hope he stays healthy. Hope he stays mentally on it and driven and keeps putting in the work. Because if he does, he should do big things in the future. I'm not putting any massive labels yet. I've seen people being like, "Oh, he's as good as Sinner Alca, or he's gonna win whatever number of slams." Like, I'm not even predicting he's gonna win slam yet. Like, there are players out there that I feel very confident that they're gonna win a slam. Like Jakub Mensik, I feel Jack Draper, those two guys, I feel very confident nailing in that they're gonna win majors. Because they've proven a lot of things to me. Mensik did it very early. And I mean, I could be wrong. Mensik might not win any slams, but I feel like Mensik is that kind of a talent. And what do I mean by he's proven things to me early? I mean, first Grand Slam he plays, gets to the third round. Next Grand Slam he plays, gets to the third round. He doesn't just, just so good, like follows up a great win for his career with another great win, just going about the business the right way. Like that's one of the things. And he's a complete player, big serve. He's got game. He's got game. I was happy to see him win a Masters as well. And what a fashion to win your first ATP title, winning a Masters 1000 and 2 tiebreakers over Novak Djokovic. That might be the craziest one ever. Craziest first ATP title ever. Like, that's a memorable one. Like, I sometimes look over like great players and just see what's the first title they won. When people look back at what Jakub Mensik's first title was, like, they're not even going to believe it. They're going to be like, wait, what? His first title was in Miami, beating Djokovic. Like, that's an unbelievable one. I can't think of one that's crazier than that. I can't think of one that's even close to that. Raducanu on the WTA side. Forehand cross court, forehand Fonseca, that's in the net. So that is 15-all. Hey, good to see you, Max. What are your thoughts on Novak losing today? Yeah, my thoughts. I was talking about this earlier, Max, but worrying. I did, but at the same time, this part of the season he struggled with in both of the last 2 years, in both 2023 and 2024. You came away with the fact that they were both successful years for Novak. 2024 sucked for Novak for the most part, but he got the Olympic gold. Obviously also got to the final of some big tournaments. But he got the Olympic gold. That's all that matters. You got the Olympic gold. The rest of it's kind of annoying, but it's true. Like, he got the Olympic gold. He got what he wanted out of the season. Beat Alcaraz in the final. In I think one of the greatest matches ever played. Certainly one of the greatest 2 out 3 set matches ever played, even though it was just 2 sets. It was still like 3 hours long. The level was amazing. But yeah, I mean, Novak struggled in this part of the year. I mean, he lost to Tabilo in the quickest loss he had ever had on clay courts in his entire career, like 6-2, 6-2. He was losing to everybody. 2023, same thing. He was struggling a lot during this part of the year. I can't remember specifically. He lost to Musetti in Monte Carlo. He lost to Runa in Rome. So yeah, and then he won Roland Garros. He won the U.S. Open, ATP Finals. So you just never know. But it is worrying. Like, this is, the level is not high, and he's 37, almost 38 years old, very close to 38 years old. I would be lying if I didn't say I'm a little bit worried about where Novak is heading to. But at the Australian Open, he had success. I'm kind of repeating what I said earlier, but at the Australian Open, he had success. So we'll just see. I don't have big hopes for the French Open. I think Wimbledon is going to be the real litmus test, right? He should do well at Wimbledon, so we'll just see where he's at then. I think Wimbledon, if you are a big fan of the Big Three era of Novak, of that kind of a thing, and looking for Novak to do well, curious to see how his season goes from here. I think the big tournament you'd want to keep your eyes on, in my opinion, is Wimbledon. Some people will say the French. Valid. A lot of even like tennis journalists will say the French because for a multitude of reasons, and he's a good clay player. Great. I mean, that's an understatement. But I think Wimbledon is the one that you want to be looking at, honestly, because I think 3 out of 5 on grass, that's going to do him much better. And a lot of players these days are tough on clay, honestly. All right, 15 all, 5 forehand winners for both players at this point, tied up 2-2, 15 all. Long couple of first games here. Paul doing a good job of saving break points. Now looking to hold again. Forehand's going to miss that long, 15-30. Fonseca doing a little bit better on Paul's serve so far than vice versa. Yeah, I want to make an article talking about, I'll try to post on the Quality Shot Tennis website, but about who's making cases for young players and who's going to end up being the third best player of this next era. I don't know how many players I'm going to go over, but I think about like some I'm going to go over longer than others, but I think and I'll make the case for like who I think has the best chance as well, like of all of them. Forehand, that's going to go out. But I think like Lorenzo Musetti, Holger Rune, João Fonseca, Jakub Menzik, Arthur Fils, Jack Draper, and then you can keep going with maybe a couple others. But I think for the most part, like I'm going to go over those players and then make a case for each player why they might end up being the third best player of the era. And it might be somebody we've never heard of, but if they are, then I'm not going to be able to predict them. Body serve from Paul. I didn't really think that was a great serve, actually. I don't think he got his spot, or I don't think he got the depth on the serve that he wanted to, or the pop on it, but Fonseca missed the return, so it was good enough. Got a little bit of kick on it, and the Madrid courts, obviously high bounce, did just good enough. It is an awkward serve when you hit it body and you're able to get it to your opponent's backhand. Like that can be an awkward shot. So it still wasn't bad. I just felt like Fonseca would have wanted to make the return there. 6 break points faced, 6 break points saved for good old Tommy boy. The American with the serve out wide. Forehand volley put away. You know it. Vantage Paul. I can respect that Carlos withdrew in Madrid due to injury. Yeah, I was sad to see it, but hopefully he'll be back stronger in Rome. I mean, he got his first title ever in Monte Carlo. Maybe it's his time to get his first title ever in Rome. That'd be nice to see. We'll see, though. But hopefully he's able to at least play and be healthy. Yeah, easy volley missed by Paul there. One he'd want back. Gets back to deuce. It's one of those errors that you want to erase. Literally, it just didn't happen. Yeah, that is Ethan Quinn watching alongside Victoria Azarenka, which I don't really understand the connection there. Maybe they're friends. I don't know. Maybe both friends of Paul. That would seem to make sense. Ooh, forehand return is a nasty one from Fonseca. Out of position, but got a good look at it anyway. Backhand cross court goes to the backhand slice of Paul. Got a good swing on it, and that is just out from Fonseca. Advantage to Tommy Paul. Yeah, let me know, guys. Let me know what you guys think, how this match is going to end up going. I have Fonseca in 2 sets. I still stick with Fonseca in 2. I think it's going to be 2 very close, tight sets. Serve from Paul. Kick serve goes to the backhand of Fonseca. Forehand goes out. It's 3-2 for Tommy Paul. Speaking of amazing kind of first in ATP recent history, like first ATP title, first ATP win, etc., etc. Menzies' first ATP title was Miami. An amazing first ATP win, if I remember correctly. Fonseca's first win at ATP level was against Arthur Fils and he won the first set 6-0. I'm kind of curious how many players have won their first ATP match in a bagel set. And I wonder also, like the first set that they won at ATP level was a bagel because Fonseca did that. And also, I'm curious, people who have done that, have they done that against a player who's as high ranked as Arthur Fils? Like, that's just such a ridiculous first ATP title win, especially at 17 years old. It's another thing, Fonseca started late and was like 23 years old or something, but 21 years old is pretty hilarious. Like, that is kind of hilarious. That was really surprising to me when that happened last year. Still waiting on any kind of massive predictions from Fonseca. I need him to prove some more things to me, but he had a great run in I guess Cordoba, was it? I think Buenos Aires earlier this year, beating Francisco Cerundolo in the final. That was his first ATP final. He's 20-13 at ATP level. Highest ranking so far, number 59 in the world. Currently sits at number 65. All right, it's 3-all game. Excuse me, 3-2 game. Fonseca serving at 15-all. Backhand slice of Tommy Paul goes into the net, 30-15. Thank you guys for joining in once again. Excited to watch and commentate this one. 2 exciting players on the clay. Hang a little bit tighter here for the Brazilian. Gets the 30-all. Ooh, big forehand, an injection of pace there from Fonseca. Kid's got a lively arm, I'll tell you what. He probably would have been pretty good at baseball if he decided to go into that. Pitching in baseball, but man, this guy can rock a forehand. Like, really amazing to watch. He's one of the most fun players to watch. There's no doubt about that. Just in terms of like an objectively like flashy game, Fonseca's got it. You don't have to look much past Fonseca's game. 3 games apiece, 26 minutes into this one. Few long games. We're still, you would say, in the openings of the chess match, but we are starting to get into the middle of the game. Fonseca looking to make a big impression here in this game. Love 15. Some big shots on it early. Serve is a let. Big serve out wide, 15 all. It's an ace. I hope Archer Feast can reach further in the semis, finals of the Masters 1000. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll see how he does for the rest of the year. Big forehand return from Fonseca again inside of a Paul service game at 15-30. Making waves, but can he go all the way in one of these games? Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Arthur Feast, probably top 5 favorite player to watch for me at the moment, honestly. Probably top 3. To be honest, I would say like Casper, Carlos, Yannick, and Arthur Feast. Musetti's up there, but not quite as high. But I think those 4, and Yannick's currently not on tour, so I think like those 3 players are probably my favorite players to watch right now at the top. But yeah, I think like honestly, my favorite player to watch is like pretty up in the open right now. Like it's pretty close between a lot of young players. So they're currently fighting for. This is the first time in my tennis watching history that I don't really have a player that I'm that I guess as a fan of the sport, like really cheering on to like in an extent that's I don't know, like a fan, I guess. To it, like an extreme fan or something. Obviously, as a commentator, I try not to be an extreme fan of any player. I'm an extreme fan of every player, but I'm not singling out or trying to be biased towards anybody. My main goal is to be unbiased. But yeah, I mean, being honest, like there's nobody right now that's, I don't know. I like Carlos. I like Yannick. I like the young players that are coming up, but nobody has really gotten, my favorite, the card of being my favorite. I mean, it was Roger back in the day. Del Potro was up there, but nobody like that I really like tune in every match and I'm like, oh my God, let's go. I don't have anybody like that. Good volley. That's a 6th volley winner from Tommy Paul. Fonseca yet to have any at the net. Paul getting it done at the net here. Forehand big. Paul is there defending. Forehand. Ooh. Fonseca could have maybe took a little bit off there. Paul doing well to just hold on to his serve. Being clutch, saving a lot of break points, or at least, winning a lot of big points on his serve, whether it's deuce, whether it's break point. So strong stuff to get to 4-3. That's already saying a lot. Wonder how the Musetti and Tsitsipas match will go. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know either. I have a good feeling about Steph right now. I don't know, but Madrid's not usually his tournament, right? Like, what's the furthest Tsitsipas has gotten in Madrid? Has he made a final here? I don't remember if he has. If he hasn't, it's noteworthy because Tsitsipas is very good on clay. Okay, he is. I think he's gone to the final of every other big clay tournament except for Madrid. Yeah, it's been to the final of Rome. Obviously, been to the final of Monte Carlo a few times. Been to the final of the French. Madrid. Okay, Madrid. He did make the final, but it was all the way. It was all the way back in what 2018, 2019. So a while ago, but he did make the final. Beat Rafa in the semis. I didn't remember that. Beat Zverev in the quarters. That's a good run. Verdasco, Manarino. One of those things is not like the other. But okay. Because Manarino is not, let's just say clay is not really his favorite surface. He's not in love with it. Not quite. Yeah, but last few years, second round, quarterfinal, third round. He made the semis in 2022. Just a little bit better for Steph. Who'd he beat on the way there? Rublev. It's a good win. 3-set loss to Zverev. Beat Dimitrov. So, yeah, I mean, he can do well here. I have a good feeling about Tsitsipas. I think he'll like these conditions a little bit more than Musetti. I'm going to go with Steph in 3 sets. That's my prediction there. That is my prediction there. 30 love here for Fonseca at 3-4. Backhand of Paul goes to the forehand of Fonseca. Forehand just goes long from Paul, I think. It was a shank. It does. 40 love. I mean, Fonseca actually holding pretty comfortably behind his serve. I mean, kind of a little bit on Paul that he hasn't really taken advantage and really been able to find it on Fonseca's return. But yeah, I mean, Fonseca's only lost 4 points on serve. There you go. 85% first serve points won. And yeah, serving very well, Fonseca. Serving and returning well, which doesn't. Points played on serve, 18 Fonseca, 36 for Paul. Pretty disjointed there. Hatchnoff a game away from beating Opelka. So what's a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas kind of situation with Opelka on a clay court? Backhand Paul goes to the backhand of Fonseca. It's in the net. 40-30. I mean, you never know. Out of nowhere, 40 love turns to 40-30. Can Paul come back all the way to deuce here? Backhand goes into the net of Fonseca, so back to deuce we go. Tommy Paul doing well to dig in here. Maybe giving the youngster a little bit of a lesson, but we'll see if Fonseca can escape himself. Like I said, he's been doing pretty well holding behind his serve so far. Backhand cross court goes to the backhand of Paul. Backhand of Fonseca. Way up high to the forehand of Paul. Forehand. Paul is fantastic. Yeah, what a squash shot. Forehand for a pass. Ooh. Should have been cross court. Paul should have gone cross court. He's out of position. Did very well to defend initially. But that should have been. I mean, he should have just went for it, right? Like, that's not. You need to go for it. He should have gone cross. Down the line was very difficult to pull off for anybody. But also Fonseca guessed right, gotta say. That was going to be very tough anyway, to be clear. Even if if he goes cross, it's hard to make, hard to pull off. Just a little bit of better chance. That's a great return from Paul. Gets the deuce. Fonseca pulling in a lot of out wide serves on that ad side. Paul able to read it quite well. Maybe reading the serve better in general in this game. Not that serve. That's an ace down the tee. Advantage Fonseca. Brazilian crowd going wild for it. Stop stopped being played in this exact same city in Madrid. Deuce. Fonseca with a very good hold because things got a little bit tricky there. 4 games apiece. The youngster fighting hard. The match is living up to its billing. Thought it was going to be good. It is good. 2 of the more entertaining players on tour going at it. The favorite a little bit less comfortable on the surface than the underdog. Tends to be a good match. We got a lot of Brazilian fans cheering Fonseca out, cheering Fonseca on. I'll tell you something about Brazilian fans is that you'll know they're there right from the first point. You'll know they're there. That's all I gotta say. You'll know they're there. Backhand cross score goes to forehand of Paul. Forehand of Fonseca is a lob way up high. Paul smash. Cross court. Good shot. 15-all. What a serve from Paul. Putting on a serving showcase all of a sudden. Been struggling with Fonseca on the other side of his serve all day, but not in this game. Paul, by the way, 75% first serves in. That just makes Fonseca returning in the set so far just more impressive. But this game definitely definitely much stronger from Paul. 5-4. All those chances Fonseca had. Does it weigh on Fonseca's mind at all? We'll see. 4-5. 40-minute contest so far. Wow. Novak, that's that's a big thing. The way Novak's talking is not a way that Novak's talked ever. Um, Saying that he is not thinking about going far in tournaments, and also um, he said that this might be his last appearance ever at the Madrid Open. Like he even went so far as to say like I'll be back, maybe not as a player. Like that shows that where he's at mentally. Like he wasn't saying these things not just because he was like not necessarily only because he was in a very good place. Even if maybe he didn't have the confidence, it seemed like he would say those things just to I don't know, maintain his fear factor for the younger players that listen, I'll still be around a long time. Like he would talk himself up and speak in a very confident way. The fact that he's talking in specifics about the fact that he is struggling and is thinking about retirement, or at least has it pretty much in the back of his mind. Like that's a big thing. So interesting. I mean, I don't know. Belgrade 250 at the end of the year in Serbia. Is that where Novak ends it off, or does Novak play till the 2028 Olympics or 2032 or 2036? Who knows? But right now it's very up in the air. I think a lot depends on Roland Garros and Wimbledon. And like I said earlier, I think specifically Wimbledon, but we'll see. Backhand of Paul goes to the backhand slice of Fonseca. Forehand of Paul. Paul comes in. Backhand volley. Paul. Forehand on the run. João Fonseca with the shot of the match so far. 30 love. Lines it up. Swats it away. That was not a good approach from Paul, though. I mean, in general, you want to approach down the line. Sometimes you don't have to, but that was one of the cases where just a perfect example of why usually coaches say to approach down the line. Because that was just like it kind of opened up a door for Fonseca. Not really sure why Paul did that actually, but anyway, Paul has had success coming in so far. Oh, Fonseca nearly pulled off a bit of a miracle there from a half volley, but was falling backwards a little bit too much. You don't want to be doing that. Caught off balance. It's close though. He's got good hands. That one didn't work. We'll see about the next one. Comes to the net. Forehand volley. He gets it. 40-15. Next one goes Fonseca's way. 40-15. 4-5. Hey, how's it going, Lexi? Good to see you in here. How are you doing? What are your thoughts on the Madrid Open so far? Haven't heard from you in a minute. I haven't been streaming either. In a minute. Five games apiece. My prediction for this one was two close sets, but a victory for Fonseca in straight sets. Still could be the case. Paul serving here. This would be a big win for either player. I mean, Tommy Paul would get a lot of confidence if he was able to pull this out too. Like either player is going to get, I think, confidence from this. So basically, somebody's going to be confident at the end of the day. Somebody is going to have an extra boost of confidence at the end of the day. Fifth ace of the match for Paul, who is serving at over 75% first serve percentage, despite all his troubles on serve. Forehand of Paul. Forehand Fonseca's sweet shot. Forehand Paul across court. Oh, Fonseca nearly delivered an amazing. I mean, he delivered an amazing pass, but Paul was very good to be alert because that ball was going well in, and that was going to be a A sweet shot. It's good defense too initially. That was really a great attempt from Fonseca, but Paul was very, um, very impressive to be on top of it. That would have been one of the shots of the tournament from Fonseca. Paul did well to cover. Fonseca gets the net twice, puts up an apology, but I'm sure he'll take it. 3-15. He's not going to give that point away. Despite winning in Munich, Sasha's been going through a slump right after reaching the final in the AO. Yes, 100%. We'll see if he can keep up a winning streak from Munich, but I mean that Sasha Zverev has had a generationally rough run of it after it seemed like he was being handed the world number one on a potential silver platter. He's made no run for it whatsoever. Like it has really been a sight to behold. But we'll see how he does in Madrid. I mean, he could win Madrid. Um, if he wins a tournament, if he wins a Masters tournament this year, I wouldn't be surprised if it is Madrid. But he needs to. It'll be interesting. I mean, Sinner, Alcaraz, Djokovic are all out of the tournament, so it's definitely going to be somebody other than Sinner, Alcaraz, and Djokovic winning the tournament. So it opens up doors. And Medvedev, not only is he doesn't like clay, he's not had success in Madrid. So, I mean, Zverev is a big favorite, I guess now. Draper doesn't really like clay either. It'll be interesting. Can Zverev do it, or is it just going to be? It's going to be another player. Fonseca could win the tournament, but he's got to beat Tommy Paul first, and that's already an upset. Serve out wide, forehand of Paul. It's way up high. That's a good get from Paul. It's a lob. No, it goes into the net. Backhand to the forehand Fonseca. Forehand to Paul. Goes to the forehand Fonseca. It's this great shot cross court. Paul gets it. Fonseca big. The other corner. Paul goes behind him. Fonseca there with the volley. Forehand cross court. Fonseca, almost gets it. Hits the top of the net. Goes back in his side. Probably the best rally of the match so far. 15 all. We're getting some sweet shot making. That was in the cards. That was written on the ticket. You're going to see some sweet shot making. Exactly what we're seeing. That was another example of why sometimes it can be a bit dicey of coming in with a forehand inside out. But Paul's quickness helped him there. It's good get off the return for Paul. Ooh, almost nailed the backhand pass. It would have been a great one for doubles. Unfortunately, Fonseca doesn't have a partner. Fortunately for Paul. Backhand of Fonseca down the line is a great shot. 40-15. Tiebreaker. Seeming like a tiebreaker. This one, listen, we could be in for a classic. If the shot making keeps up, the crowd's in it. Unpredictable. If it's close, it'll be a great one. I hope we get that. I hope it's close. 6-6. Let me know what's going to be a score. Who's win the tiebreaker? I'm going with João Fonseca 6. I'm going with João Fonseca 8-6. It's locked in. Final answer. 8-6. João Fonseca. Let me know what you guys think. Let me hear your tiebreaker predictions as well. Thank you for joining in, by the way, Max, Lexi. You can see y'all in the chat. And anybody else who has joined in as well. Backhand slice goes to 4 and Paul. Cross court goes to 4 and Fonseca. 4 and Paul. Cross court. 4 and Paul. That's in the net. Big reaction from Fonseca. Getting the crowd involved. 1-0. That's only the first point of the breaker, though. Tommy Paul, I mean, the first mini break is great, but it's only great if you win 6 consecutive service points, which is doable. But it's almost harder. Like you almost don't expect it to happen, right? You don't expect it to happen. So it's almost not a mini break. I mean, it is, but it's like it's not the same as like you got a mini break for the tiebreaker at 6-5. Because from that point, you should have to win one. You know, it's a little bit different. But either way, good start from Fonseca. Forehand inside out, back into Paul. Goes to forehand Fonseca, back into Paul. Goes again cross court. Fonseca has his feet planted, hitting the forehand on the outside. It's going to go out, though. And my point in case, proven. 2-1. Feliciano Lopez, tournament director, watching on. Also, the player with the most most consecutive appearances at Grand Slam tournaments ever. Tied for the most total appearances ever with the one and only Roger Federer. 2 records I'm interested to see if they'll hold up. I think in 5 or 6 years, watch out for Grigor Dimitrov. That guy has been around a while already, and he has played in every Grand Slam of his entire career. He hasn't missed one. 3-1 as Tommy Paul misses a forehand. That's an unforced error he'd want back. Still, Fonseca needs to win 4 consecutive service points to get this done. So still got time, but even if Paul holds this one, Fonseca holds the next 2, suddenly it's 5-2, and things can get real dicey. And Paul would need to build a real big comeback. That's why 7-point tiebreaker, the beginning is so important. I mean, like I said before, the first point, I don't know, but like the first 2 or 3, 4 points, crucial, no doubt. That's 2 for Fonseca. He gets to 4-1. We'll see if he can hang on to this lead because he has the first set well within his grasp. 4-1 for Zhao. Backhand slice, Fonseca. Forehand now. Fonseca goes to the back of Paul, cross court. Paul not getting real great pop or depth off that backhand at the moment. In the tiebreaker, it's been really kind of dicey, but he gets the point anyway. Fonseca misses the next shot, 4-2. Hey, how you doing, Maynor? Member for 17 months. I don't know what you said. I don't know what you said. But I'm glad you joined in anyway. I don't speak Spanish. I speak tennis only. Thanks. Do you think Iga will win in Madrid again? Yes. That was my prediction before tournament started, and I am sticking with it. It's nice to see Arena and Iga battling for the number 1. Watch out for Mira Andreeva in 1 or 2 years because she is coming for that spot quickly. I'm telling you. But yes, for now, they can fight it out. They can have fun. Mira Andreeva is waiting though. She's coming quicker than people. Mira Andreeva is coming. Give it 12 months. Things are going to be different at the top. Forehand, inside out. Great shot, 5-2. It's Eurovision song, Search Estonia 2025. Okay, we'll do. Nice. I'm getting music recommendations. I was giving music recommendations to my tennis buddy earlier today. I was probably annoying him and dragging out. I'm really interested talking about music. Other than tennis, it's like films and music are like the other two things I'm really passionate about. But yeah, I'll check it out. But I can talk about music all day. Forehand, that's going to go wide. Paul is still in this tiebreaker. Very much so. 3-5. And this is, in my opinion, the most how do you say it? The most possible most possibly big point that a tiebreaker can have at 5-3. It's either 6-3 serving or 5-4. It's just 6-3 serving is basically tiebreaker's over. 5-4, you're still well in the hunt. It's kind of crazy to me. It's hard to logic out how different those two scenarios are to me. Just by the result of 1 point or one shot. If Paul missed the overhead or now he made it, so we're 5-4. Still, set is on Fonseca's racket. 6-4. 2 set points for the Brazilian. 2 set points from the Brazilian with a set that's been very good. Very good set. Lots of chances to break. Paul didn't get it done, but a chance now to finish off the set. Big serve. Paul backhand. Return. Fonseca goes for the big forehand inside out. That's what I'm talking about. If it was 6-3, for Fonseca, then even if Paul it would just be completely different in every way. Like 6-3 for 6-3 Fonseca serving. Just now Paul has a chance. If it was 6-3 Fonseca, then he would still be just ridiculous favorite to win the set. But anyway, he's still the favorite. He's got set point. Forehand inside out goes to back into Paul. Back in Fonseca. It's going to go wide. We got 6-6. I said 8-6 Fonseca. We'll see. My prediction before the match started, 2 close sets. Fonseca wins. One of them a tiebreaker. The other one 6-4. So far, it's looking good. It's looking good. Music and films are great. Yes. It's a banger. Nice. Market Talent 2026. Cool. You can call it. Now you can call me the milkshake man. All right. Fair enough. I don't follow Eurovision, so I'll take your word for it. Because I don't know. I don't follow it, but maybe I should. I used to back in like 2014, 2015. I watched it. But it's been a minute. Like genuinely like a minute. But yeah, I should get back into it, if you'd even call it getting back into it. Forehand cross court, forehand to Paul. Good injection of pace from Paul. Looking like João Fonseca for a minute, the way he was generating pace off that forehand. Took a risk, it paid off. Good skill on that one. 7-6 for Paul with the set point himself. Tommy Paul hard. Saving a couple set points, saving about 500 break points throughout the set. Somehow he's a point away. Serve is bad. It's a great serve. Paul gets the return back. Oh, Fonseca hits through Paul 7-7. This is close. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, right through the racket of Paul, who almost had a play on it. Did well to even get the serve back and play. It was a clutch serve from Fonseca. Serve Fonseca misses it long. Second serve from João. Kick serve for into Paul. Back into Fonseca. It's in the net. Paul is going to serve for the first set at 8-7. That's gonna be a this whole set is gonna be a tough pill for Fonseca to swallow. By the way, once again, the difference between it being 6-3 Fonseca and it being 5-4. So little points in the tiebreaker go a long way. Wow, Tommy Paul with a crime and bright daylight steals the set, a daylight robbery in Madrid. As Tommy Paul takes the first set 9-7 in an hour and 1 minute. Tommy Paul 7-6. Good stuff. Wow. I mean, yeah, I mean Fonseca. I mean, you can talk about the break point chances that Fonseca missed, but really, I mean, he had 2 set points there. There are a couple times towards the end of the set that he went big on a couple forehands that he probably was still in advantageous positions where he went really low percentage, even for him, on the forehand, probably wrong shots, and it kind of bit him in the butt a little bit, Fonseca. So it's about playing smart in the big moments. Like Fonseca throughout that whole set played really smart to get into advantageous positions, break point, set point, but on those big moments didn't play as smart as tennis, went for the flashy shots, right? Um, didn't really keep the pressure on like he did for the rest of the set. So that's something Fonseca is going to have to change big time. That being said, good sign for Fonseca is he served and returned fantastic. He actually played a great set. Like I said, daylight robbery, because Fonseca was, I mean, Paul played well too, but I think, I mean, Fonseca played really, really well. Fonseca should have won that set. Fonseca played better. Not by a lot, but he played better. Um, Paul played well too, though. You'll see the winners to unforced errors ratio. Pretty sure that it's pretty positive. I don't know for sure, but 6 aces for Paul. Great serve stats all around. Fonseca didn't have to save a break point. Paul did. He saved all 6. Yeah, winners to errors, very good for Paul. Good for Fonseca as well. A lot of these were on those break points, as well as the set point. Yeah, good stuff. Last 10 balls, Paul won 7 of the last 10. There you go. There you go. Total points won. Just Fonseca won 1 more than Paul. Paul won the set though. But yeah, overall, Fonseca just got to play a little bit smarter in the big moments because his first strike has been fantastic. He's serving and returning very well. Does Menzik do well in clay? No, so far it's not his favorite, right? I don't think he's had a big run on clay so far. Definitely hard court and indoor hard court has been his bread and butter so far. I think grass is going to suit him quite well too as he adjusts to it more and more. In fact, I think maybe even already at Wimbledon he did okay. I don't remember. No, he didn't. He lost lost in the first round. That's not that good. Who did he lose to though? Was it a good match? That's what I'm kind of looking for. He could have played a seed in the first round. I feel like he was impressive even though he lost first round. Who did he play? That's what I'm trying to find now. Oh yeah, that's right. He played Alexander Bublik. He won the first 2 sets. Bublik is so good on grass. Yeah, he won the first 2 sets. That's really impressive. Like that, I remember that impressed me. I was like, what is happening right now? Like, I started for a moment. I was thinking, like, is Menzik like Boris Becker right now? He's gonna win Wimbledon the first time he plays it. But yeah. Anyway, Menzik good on grass, good on indoor hard court, good on hard court. But yeah, clay is not his favorite. Kind of like a Sampras. You can call that the Sampras, Pete Sampras. Great everywhere else, but clay is not his favorite. All right, starting off the second set. Good serve from Fonseca out wide, 30 love. Serve out wide goes to the forehand of Paul. Squash shot. It's going to go out, 40 love. Forehand Fonseca. Missed wide, 40-15. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Fonseca can stick with it. If he can put that step behind him. I mean, I think for the most part, he's got to do a lot of the same things. He's just got to play the big points better, and that just comes with youth and experience. I mean, like I said before, Fonseca's only played, I think, 33, maybe 34 ATP level matches, so it just comes with experience. It's okay. Experience at every level. Experience at the top level for Fonseca to keep up that same intensity in the big points. You know, peak when it matters, not peak when pressure's off. As Billie Jean King said, pressure is a privilege if you use it. I mean, pressure is a privilege, and it is if you use it the right way. I think that it is a privilege. Absolutely. Because that makes you greater, it makes you stronger. Kind of forces you to adapt to be better and do better in the big moments if you can use it in that way, or you can crumble under the pressure. Fonseca in the first set did the latter, unfortunately for him. Paul to serve. Forehand cross court goes to forehand Fonseca. It's in the net. 15 love for Paul. Backhand's a drop shot. Very good from Paul. Crafty. Sweet. Big shot. Fonseca slice. Great. Ooh, ball goes behind Fonseca. What a sweet rally. That was a nice one. When tennis becomes art. Serve out wide. Forehand goes into the net. 40-15. All right, we got one game piece here. Can Fonseca keep holding strong? Try to push this to 3 sets. early stages of the second set. Did very well to get some first serves in that first set. Same pattern here. Backhand goes to forehand. Fonseca, massive shot, hits it out though. That's a thing. If you fall in a good rhythm, have the confidence going with that forehand, that's great. But tennis is so interesting. It's like a battle against yourself. And I just reckon the confidence with the forehand might be a little bit shot. And it's partially to do with the fact that he just was not able to pull through with it in the big moments of the first set. And if he did that and then won the first set, might be different, right? I think the fact that he lost it, it's like just that cycle, that tennis cycle of just rhythm, momentum, the way that the confidence with which your shots, each shot, not just during the big moments, that forehand, it might go away a little bit, might get some more unforced errors going. We'll see here. Forehand goes out from Paul, 30-15. It's a return that Paul would want back all day. Backhand goes to the forehand of Fonseca. Forehand way up high. It's going to go back on his side, Tommy. 40-15. Backhand cross court, backhand slice, goes to the backhand of Paul, drop shot. Fonseca runs, redrop. Paul with a slice lob. Fonseca, backhand pass. It was a good attempt. 40-30. I thought the reason I laughed, I thought he was going to hit a winner and get a shot of the day. Hit it pretty far out, but it was a good attempt, though. It was a hard shot. I was excited because I was about to be like, oh, Fonseca with an amazing shot. It was a good attempt though. Forehand goes the backhand of Fonseca, clips the net on the way. Backhand just crosses the net, Paul. Forehand, awkward rally. Fonseca, the lob. Paul, yep, all day, baby. All day, baby. It's the forehand. Well, the score that I said for Fonseca might end up being the score for Paul. I said 7-6, 6-4. Might end up being a reversed scoreline. Not for Fonseca, but a win for Paul. We'll see. Paul yet to have a break point. Good clutch serving from Fonseca, though, when it matters. That is smart. Able to finish off at the net, too, with a swinging volley. I see Fonseca coming in to net more and more as the match goes on. Paul creating his own opportunities to come to net. Madrid does play a little bit quicker than some other clay courts. Makes a little bit of a better play to come to the net. I mean, you can come to net other clay courts as well with decent success. Coming to net is just a good play in tennis in general for obvious reasons. Goes out from Fonseca into the net. Deuce. Hey, how are you doing, Joe? Joe Mama? Looking very smart. All right, I appreciate it. I've never had that before, looking very smart, but I'll take it. It's better than looking very dumb. I'll tell you that. But okay, thanks. Backhand goes to the backhand of Fonseca. And guess what? We have the first break point of the match for Tommy Paul. The American gets his first BP. First break point. Fonseca went 0 for 6 in the first set. Paul's going to try to not do that. Try to convert on the first if he can. Backhand. Fonseca forehand. Oh, he missed it. That's what I'm saying. He's just going for a little bit too much. Fonseca is playing amazing on nearly every point except for the big points, where he's just not playing very smart. And that is a great young lesson. Great young lesson. It's a great young lesson. I am right after you said I'm looking very smart, Joe. It is a great young lesson. I meant with a haircut. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you noticed. There's a lot of competition with the next/new gen of men's tennis. Well, while Sinner's not around. Sinner's not around. So they have all the other guys fighting. But when Sinner comes back, it's going to be a different story. I'd like to see Casper winning Masters 1000 title. Yeah, I mean, Casper is somebody to look out for. Casper, he likes playing against Sasha Zverev on a clay court. So, and in general, honestly. So, if Ruud plays Zverev, I think Casper could beat Zverev. It would be great to see Casper pick up the title here. I could see that happening. He usually plays really well in Rome. I have to say Madrid is not usually his court, but much stranger things have happened. But yeah, I could see either like Tsitsipas or Zverev getting the title here, or like somebody really out of the ordinary could win it, kind of like Alexei Poprin last year in Canada. I could see something similar to that. No doubt. Zverev versus Draper final is my prediction. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, how do you like Draper on clay? Like what is his upside on clay and what is his ceiling on clay in your opinion? Tommy Paul, 4 games away from the win here. There's still work to do. No doubt. Forehand goes way up high to the forehand of Paul down the line. Great shot from Fonseca. But Paul is there. Fonseca is a very scary prospect, though. Once he kind of perfects his game, builds some muscle, I really hope that he does end up being the player that a lot of people think that he will end up being, which is up in the league with Sinner and Alcaraz. Too good with the volley. Tommy Paul, great control at the net. Very good control in the net. Yeah, Fonseca missing a lot of shots now. First break of the match for either player, and it seems like it's a very important, decisive one for how this match ends up, or which way it looks like it's heading. Backhand Fonseca, sliced. Goes long. 3-1 for Paul. Second set might be stark contrast to the first if Fonseca doesn't get things going here. As Paul holds to love. 18-minute second set. Already potentially halfway done. First set was over an hour in length. Backhand Fonseca is in the net, left 15. Things are getting away from Fonseca quickly, I gotta say. He's gotta put a stop to the speeding train, or else he's gonna look at a one-way ticket out of Madrid. Maybe booking a ticket to Rome. booking a ticket over to Italy. Going elsewhere in Europe. If things don't turn around real quick here for the South African, Brazilian, João Fonseca. That's a forehand the net. Things are just running away from Fonseca. Love 30. You know, nearly 20 minutes ago. Tommy Paul winning 16 of the last 21 points now. Forehand Fonseca inside out. Backhand Paul. Great shot. Backhand down the line. Paul's there with the lob. That's going to go out. 6.1 for Fonseca in the last 22. 15-30. Can he pull together a good game? Stay in the hunt here. Feels like he needs this game. You have to think. Backhand slice. Nearly a wicked return, but goes into the net. 30 all. 30 all. Big point coming up. Served. I thought it was out, but must have just caught the line. 40-30. Big serving. Clutch serving from Fonseca. 40-30. Forehand Fonseca because the forehand of Paul. Forehand, that's in the net from Fonseca. Deuce. Won 3 consecutive, couldn't do 4. I think Clay might be his toughest surface, but like Medi and Fritz, he can adapt his game to any surface. I don't know. I mean, like Fritz, I don't know. I don't know if I would say that Medvedev can generally adapt his game to any surface. Like I don't think I don't know. I don't know if I agree about the surface versatility of Medvedev that much. Taylor, I think, yes. I tend to think Taylor can play very well on all surfaces. Medvedev, I don't know if I feel that way. Honestly, obviously, both of them are, hard court specialists, you would say, but I don't know. I think Jack on grass all day, but clay. He grew up playing on grass, not clay. I don't know. Are you looking forward to Sinner coming back, restoring some consistency in the ATP? 100%, 100,000%. But listen, I think it's a great time. Like I think right now is the building blocks. Where the building blocks for how this new era is going to go. I think it's great to see Menzik win a Masters. I think it's great to see Draper win a Masters. I think it's great Alcaraz winning, Monte Carlo, and like we're getting the building blocks of who are going to be the names that we're going to be seeing. And I think Menzik and Draper were playing phenomenal tennis to win those Masters. So even though we're not seeing real consistency, I think we're starting to see, like, these players are too young to be at their most consistent best. Sinner is now 23 years old, 24 years old, almost 24. Well, he's got a little ways to go. He's 23 years old. I think like once these players get to that age, like we're going to start to see them be a little bit more consistent. I don't know if they're going to pull together a season like Yannick had last year, but yeah, I think, I don't know. I would say that I think within the next 8 months, we're going to start to see not just consistency with Yannick, but a little bit more consistency with who we're seeing deep in tournaments, a little bit more. Then I think within the next 2 years, 3 years, things are going to fall into place and we're going to have a really great era. Like, I mean, at that point, nothing more to prove. Like, we have all the players in place. We have the new era flourishing within 2 or 3 years. Within the next 8 months, we'll start to see much more of how that's going to kind of come to place. Right off the line for Fonseca. He's looking to make another run here. Left 15. Good string of points for Fonseca. Winning about 5 the last 6 or something. Points, Fonseca. That's just a bad bounce, though, to be fair for Paul. So not much he could have done there at all. Serve and volley. Paul, sweet volley. Fonseca, the pass. Paul with the cover. Sprinting across the court like a rabbit. Tommy Paul gets up to it with some Djokovic elasticity, some Anthony Edwards elevation. He goes for a 360 volley. Not looking at the ball as it bounces, but you know it's going in. Forehand overhit from Paul. I'm looking forward to this new era. The GOAT era got quite boring at times, yes. I agree, actually. Towards the end, the peak of me, okay, big fan of the Big Three era. That said, I agree. The peak of my boredom towards the end was, I'll tell you exactly when it was. Right after this, lob from Fonseca goes out 30 all. It's going to be a big point coming up next. 2021 Australian Open. Djokovic versus Medvedev. Medvedev goes into the final having just won the ATP finals. He's won like 20 matches in a row. And I'm thinking, okay, finally somebody beats Djokovic. Team should have done it in the final last year. Medvedev gets absolutely like crushed. Yeah, it's like not even close. Like a couple of this is like 6-1, 6-2. It gets destroyed. It's like less than an hour and a half long final. And at that point, I was just like, when is this going to stop? And then obviously Djokovic almost won the calendar slam, and parts of it were exciting, but towards the end, it definitely, I was starting to feel like, all right, if we were writing a script here, like this has gotten a little bit stale. So I think some new blood is good. Good hitting from Fonseca and really a good fight here put up. And this could end up being one of the most it's gonna end up being the most important point in the match. 7th break point chance for Fonseca. Can he finally convert on one? The guy in the background just looking at his phone doesn't care at all about the match. I just said it's the most important point. The guy in the background is like, well, I'm looking at Snapchat. Leave me alone. Forehand, cross court, very good. That is just 1-2 punch. That's exactly what he would have written up on the chalkboard, trying to figure out how he was going to go about that point. Good footwork from Paul. The back end from Fonseca right into the sweet spot of Paul. Attacking a ball is only good if you're not kind of hitting it right to where your opponent wants it. That goes out from Paul. Advantage Fonseca yet again. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. In one section of the crowd, you have just like, you just see green. You just see green, 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 green. Because they're all waving Brazilian flags. And that, like, the whole section of people, it's like 100 people right next to each other. Pretty good fan support for an 18-year-old. Forehand, inside out, so good. Taking out Fonseca's ankles. Tommy Paul, underrated forehand. Underrated forehand, Tommy Paul. He's got a big one at times. He's just such a good athlete, man. Like one of the best on tour. And Fonseca nearly falling flat on the clay. Just avoiding getting the clay all over him. Backhand. Good width of shot from Fonseca. Staying with it. That's good depth of shot. Advantage from Zeka. Got how many break points? He's yet to convert on one. Can he finally do it? I think it's his eighth. No, it might be his ninth. I think it's his ninth, right? Ninth break point of the match for Fonseca, yet to convert. Can he finally do it? Yeah, it's his ninth. Break point number 3 in this game. It's kind of silly when it says break point number 3. It's kind of misleading, huh? Like it's break point number 9. Backhand cross court. Goes to the forehand of Paul. Forehand of Fonseca. Biding his time. Patient. Forehand down the line. Goes to the backhand of Fonseca. Backhand's in the net. João Fonseca was down 1-3. Love 30. And this match looked like we were going to be done. It is 3 games apiece. Shout out João Fonseca for fighting. Suddenly, all those missed chances of the first set, probably not really in the forefront of his mind. Tommy Paul's going to be thinking, man, how did this happen? See what happens here. Fonseca's been doing pretty well behind his serve for the most part. We could be looking at another tiebreaker. Let's see. Backhand slice, wicked from Paul. That goes into the net, left 15. But Paul will be looking to break right away. If Paul breaks, then this looks like it might be over all over again. It's going to be tough. Paul's going to want to do whatever he can to halt this momentum as soon, just like basically not get it started. It's good serve. Perfect in the corner. 15-all. Fonseca, João Fonseca with a serving performance that has been very solid today. It's broken just once. Forehand Fonseca, yeah, misses it wide. 15-30. I mean, I hate to say it this way, but it kind of doesn't want to go down break point because he's played consistently like a great match except for the big points. Like, honestly, that's how I see it. Under the pressure, which is normal, very normal. It's not been his smartest tennis. Drop shot, Paul runs. Yeah, it's very good. That's smart tennis. 30-all. João Fonseca with a sweet deft touch dropper. Drop shot, few inches in front of the net. Smart shot. Disguised and hidden very, very late into his swing, right as the ball was coming towards him. And Paul was pretty far behind the baseline. Tommy Paul is quick. Don't get twisted, but he was out of position. Fonseca saw it. Paul, forehand into the backhand of Fonseca. Backhand way wide from Paul. 30-30. Do you watch any boxing? I do not. I watch UFC more than I watch boxing. I don't really follow either. Never been a huge fan of contact sports. Even like American football, I never really got into. Or hockey, which is another fighting sport for some reason. Forehand goes into the net. Why do people fight in hockey? Like, you know what I mean? I guess because they have all the gear on, so it's safe. But it's like, I just imagine like in tennis, like they could just start like fighting it out for no reason. Like, and now people will fight. Like every hockey match, like people get into fights. Like, it's that serious? Like hockey is like the UFC of non-fighting sports. Like it's like if you're like watching like, I don't know, like chess or something, and they just like start like fighting each other. You're like, okay. Like, I can't believe you took my knight. Yeah. Technical difficulties with that. Sorry about that. Hopefully, I'm back now. Sorry about that. Here you go. Must look like a hurricane or something. Camera difficulty. There you go. Serve from Fonseca. Paul misses the return. 4-3 for Fonseca. What a fight. What a fight for Zhao. 34 minutes, second set. Glad I'm watching this one, commentating it, because this has turned out to be a good one. I kind of knew it was going to be, but I'm glad it actually ended up being so. I do watch basketball, and I'm definitely going to be tuning into the Golden State playoffs game today. I need Golden State to pull through. Big Warriors fan. I heard Jimmy's going to play today. At least that's what people are saying. Some source was saying that Jimmy is going to play today. I was happy that didn't seem to be a structural injury. So no structural issue with his injury. So I'm hoping that is correct and that he's able to play. Golden State needs the win today. Wow, Leone saying to Fonseca next time he's talking to the coach, not too long talking. It's so silly. What is not too long? None of the rules are defined at all. It's so like tennis is not doing itself any favors. Like what a amazing and beautiful sport tennis is. Like I'm such a massive fan of this sport. But we are not doing ourselves any favors with silly rules like that. Cuz it is so inconsistent. Like every rule, nearly every rule these days is just so inconsistent. Like it's implemented at certain times, and then at other times, the one player could be doing the exact same thing or much more, and they're just not called for it. It's like it's so silly. Like coaching, I'm personally anti-coaching because I think the more that we can even keep the culture around tennis, the fact that it's an independent sport, I think that that's so crucial. That's a one-on-one independent sport. 30 love for Paul, by the way. But I just think like, come on. Like, I don't know. It's so inconsistent. Like you either, even though I'm anti it, you either allow it or you don't allow it. Like, or you make a rule. Like, okay, you can say up to 10 words. You can say up to 10 words. Make them good. Make them good. Choose 10 words wisely. Choose 10 very good words that will help out your player. Like it's just crazy. It just sounds silly, you know? Like speak less. What? So one thing if you're like on a different side, like I get that rule. Like only coach if you're on the same side as the player. That makes sense because you're not distracting the other player. But speak less is just so silly. Like either the rule should either be it's allowed or it's not. Like there's no way we can have this weird, very strange in between. It doesn't make any sense. There's no logic to it. None. It's like just none whatsoever. It's a double fault, 40-30. Tommy Paul looking to avoid making this game close. Great kick serve from Tommy. Return goes wide. Let's go, Paul. I said 7-6-6-4, but I said it for Fonseca. Tommy Paul trying to reverse that on me. Back and cross court, goes to the back of Paul. It's going to be long. 15 love. That was a chance for Paul to have a good start to the Fonseca service game. Kick serve, back into Paul, cross court. Back into Fonseca, misses it wide. I'd watch out here. I have a feeling about the service game that it could be one for Paul to really make it crunch time. Look for a break and break Fonseca's spirits in the meantime. Forehand Paul in this rally as well. Backhand cross court from Fonseca. Paul defends. Forehand down the line. Paul puts up a lob way up high. That's going in. Smash. Oh, what a shot from Fonseca. What did I say earlier in the match? Overheads aren't always easy. That was not easy. 30-15. Good stuff there. What's happening in bottom, by the way, Joe? I'm assuming you follow it just from your question. Error from Paul, 40-15. 40-15 for Fonseca. Is the game over? Or can Paul make a comeback here? Fonseca, one of the rare times he doesn't make the first serve. Been getting pretty good high percentage first serves in. 40-30. Backhand goes to the forehand of Fonseca. Backhand cross court again to the backhand of Fonseca. It's going to go out. 5-4. Paul having to laugh it off. He's got to be frustrated. All right, 5-4. All right, I'll be back in a moment. I'll be back for this 5-4 game. All right, back for this one. All right, we're at 30 all here at 5-4. Big moment here as Paul misses that one. 30 all. Could be a big moment. Fonseca doing well to fight back in this one. Now 30 all. Hour and 47 minutes in. First serve missed. Or in return, Paul goes to the forehand of Fonseca. Forehand to Paul. Up high. It's going to go out. 30-40. It's a set point for Zhao. We'll see what happens here. Feliciano Lopez in the back looking all all swaggy in his tan suit. Watching on. Fonseca with the set point against Tommy Paul. Great kick serve out wide, but he's done that a lot. Fonseca guessed right. Paul hits a winner down the line. Fonseca doesn't get to it. Deuce. Paul in this match doing really well in the big moments. I don't know. On that second shot, Fonseca, he could have maybe done a little bit more. It was tough, though. Paul's done well to get those kick serves. Forehand goes to backhand slice Fonseca. Forehand attacking that Fonseca backhand. Now it goes to the forehand of Fonseca. Hits it up high to the forehand of Paul and hit it out. It's a solid point from Fonseca. Takes the abuse of the forehand to his backhand and then is able to turn the tables. Advantage Fonseca. I'd love to see Fonseca take this here. First of all, a fantastic fight back in the set. And second of all, it would be his second break of the match, and it would be his first where he takes a break to actually go ahead in a set. Backhand. Just goes inside from Paul. Backhand slice Fonseca. It's the forehand of Paul. Forehand. Doesn't need to go for the flashy finish, Fonseca. Fonseca not playing his best or smartest in the big moments. You got to give hats off to Paul as well. But Fonseca just not. He's only hitting those shots in the big moments, and he's not making them because it's a big moment. He's got the pressure, right? Gotta just play smart. Serve out wide is very good from Paul. It's an ace. Hit a lot of aces today for a match against a guy as quick on the return as Fonseca. Advantage. Here we go. Excuse my cough there. Advantage to Paul. Forehand. It's going to go out from Paul. Deuce. Longest game of the match so far, I think. 5 minutes length. It might not be the longest, but it's certainly long, and it's an important one. Score says advantage, but it should be deuce. Yep. Here we go. First serves a let. Forehand Fonseca goes to the forehand of Paul down the line. Back in Fonseca. It's in the net. 5-5. Tommy Paul strong under pressure. Fonseca had an opportunity there. If he, instead of going right out for the winner, if he just built a point, maybe hit 2 more shots than a winner, maybe. I don't know. Tommy Paul's also been tough on the defense to offense. It's tough, but I mean, it wasn't in the bottom the net that big forehand on set point that Fonseca hit, but certainly I think he could have built out the point a little bit more. I think clay courts are often, in my opinion, not about necessarily who has the best greatest shot. It's about who has the best average shot. Because you have to hit just great shot after great shot after great shot. Backhand. It's a good finish with forehand volley from Fonseca, 30 love. Yeah, it's looking like another tiebreaker, honestly. Looking like another breaker. Again, guys, don't forget to subscribe Quality Shot Tennis if you are new. Backhand cross court, goes to the backhand of Paul. Backhand down the line, very good. Fonseca, very, very good with the backhand, 40 love. Pretty long match so far. Umpire gives Fonseca first serve. Drop shot winner from Fonseca, I should say. 6-5. So we head to a tiebreaker. Six games to 5. 52 minutes played in this set. We are nearing on the 2-hour mark already. All right, will Fonseca be able to finish it off here? Let's see. We head towards the end of the second set. I've already ended. Fonseca had 2-set points. Obviously, last year at this tournament, Rublev beat Auger-Aliassime in the final. A really weird tournament. Winner of this one takes on Korean Hachanov in the third round, who took out Opelka. And winner of that one plays the winner of Draper and Berrettini in the fourth round. Long tournament. It's a long tournament. Starts with some players playing around 128 draws, so it's a long tournament. Backhand, that's in the net. From Paul, love 15. Love 15. Forehand goes to the forehand of Fonseca. Forehand of Paul. Fonseca nearly slips, or he does slip on the clay. But Paul, good forehand hitting himself. I'd say it's a high level. I mean, Paul's playing good tennis. This won't be neither of these guys gonna be an easy out for who they play next. I mean, certainly I think, Tsitsipas at his best on clay, Zverev at his best on clay. Some players that are left will definitely not be afraid to play either of these guys too bad. But yeah, I mean, it's a high level match. Forehand cross court. Fonseca almost gets it, but too much pace. And more importantly, and that well placed. 30-15 here. Another tiebreaker in the mirror ahead, potentially. Forehand of Paul goes to backhand slice Fonseca. Backhand down the line to the forehand of Paul. It's going to be out 2 points away. He's already at a few set points, 2 points away. Yet another big moment. Tommy Paul's won most of them, the big moments. How does he do here? Like I said at the start, I mean, whoever wins this is going to get a lot of confidence from it. Straight up. It's a good serve from Paul. Fonseca will be disappointed he didn't get a play on it, didn't get a return back. But a good serve. Both players have gone overwhelmingly out wide, pretty much on both sides, particularly obviously on the ad side. But their down the tee serves have caught both players off guard whenever they've gone to it, and they've been hitting that because they've both been hitting that out wide serve so well that you really have to guard for that. Like it's hard to return even if you know it's coming. They both can kick it pretty high up as well. All right, 6-6. Let me know what you guys think. Who's win this tiebreaker? What's going to be the score? Whoever gets the closest, I'll shout you out. Let me know in the chat. I'm going with I'm going to change by 2, and I'm going to say Tommy Paul is going to win the tiebreaker. I don't know. 7-5. I'll say Tommy Paul wins the tiebreaker 7-5. Back in return, that's in the net. Fonseca was up in last tiebreaker, 3-1, also 6-4. Can he get up again? Let's see. Hour 59 minutes played. Now 2-hour mark hit. 2 hours of play now. Big serve, Paul. That's going to be too good. Court is not that big. Fonseca hits it long. 1-1. Tommy Paul 6 points away from the win. Big moments in this tiebreaker. Forehand Fonseca hits it long. Just shot selection. Shot selection under pressure, really, Fonseca. It's not been his best. Something to improve upon. I think like Holger Rune at times has struggled with some of the same issues, but listen, this kid's 18? Yeah, he'll learn from it. Gotta have some pressure. All these people watching too. Big match. Match he feels like he must have a chance to win. He has had a chance to win. Good play from Paul. Gets the 3-1. Fonseca hits a forehand into the net. Good showing for Zhao either way. I mean, he really should have won that first set. But he'll come away disappointed if this is the end of it. Although there are definitely positives to take away. Forehand, Paul defends. Forehand, Fonseca comes in down the middle. Paul, nearly a miracle. It's in the net. 3-2. Paul up a mini break. Fonseca 7-5. Okay. You went the other way. I wonder how tiebreaker the second set will go. We'll see. We'll see. Backhand goes cross court to the backhand of Fonseca, forehand of Paul. Goes to backhand Fonseca, forehand Paul. Again to the backhand Fonseca. That's a nice slice shot, but Paul very smart with the drop shot. Paul deserves this match. I mean, he really impressive, and he should get a lot of confidence from this one too. It's just like this has been a mental battle. I mean, Fonseca finally converted a break point on his 9th break point, but that was to fight his way back into the set. It's like I don't know. It's impressive that Paul was able to save off so many important points, and that I didn't even mention the 2 set points that he saved. In set number 2, Tommy Paul has hit 15 winners. Fonseca has hit 7. Honestly, it seems about right. Fonseca usually hits more than that, but Paul hasn't really allowed him to do so. Paul, big forehand cross court. Fonseca runs. That's going to be an ass too many. Yeah. Fonseca, it's a full on open stance slide stretched out on the clay. 5-2 for Tommy Paul. Once again, guys, don't forget to subscribe, Quality Shot Tennis if you haven't already. We're nearing the end of this one, it's looking like. Although, actually, Tommy Paul was down 5-2 in the first set tiebreaker, so Fonseca's got to get inspiration from his opponent here. Fonseca gets that one 5-3. Tommy Paul can't get tight now. We've seen in this set, Fonseca hasn't given up. Didn't give up when he was down 1-3, love 30. Not going to give up now. Forehand down the line, goes to the backhand of Paul. Backhand Fonseca. Up high, forehand Paul, chance to attack. Goes right to Fonseca, though. Open court. Fonseca, yeah, that's not the right shot. It's not the right shot. I mean, still low percentage. I mean, Fonseca, with all his talent, makes that maybe 1 out of every 5 points, 6 points. Very low percentage play. Very low percentage. Nearly impossible for most people to hit that shot the way he hit it. He can hit it. That wasn't the right play. If you're giving yourself like a 20% chance of making the shot to go down 6-3, not the right shot. You'll learn from this. Paul, forehand, inside in. Fonseca, forehand goes out. Tommy Paul with a 7-6, 7-6 clutch performance in Madrid. Makes it to the round of 32, but that's not an easy round of 64 opponent. Good lesson for João Fonseca. Good showing from him. He played well. No doubt about it. First set, returned and served very well. Second set, just fought well. Despite in the first set, I think he played better than Paul. But by the second set, Paul was definitely playing better. And Paul won all the big points in that first set. That's what mattered in the end of the day. And yeah, Tommy Paul versus Korean Hatchinoff next. Thank you guys for joining in. Yeah, thanks for joining in, guys. I'll try to stream more soon. And thanks, Joe, who's the winner play. Korean Hatchinoff, the one and only Paris champion of 2021. So, all right, thanks, guys, for joining in. Tommy Paul, a clutch win over João Fonseca. Be interesting to see how João Fonseca looks for the rest of the clay season. Yeah, Tommy Paul winning on the clay. Actually, a good tournament for U.S. men, I feel like. All right, thanks, Max. Been here from the start. Yeah, 2.5 hour stream. So getting back into the groove of things. When will the next live stream be? I currently have finals for college, which is why I've been streaming less, but I'll try to I'll try to stream some, maybe tomorrow. I'll see what matches are on tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see what matches are on tomorrow, Max. You'll still be seeing me around. I'll be doing some stuff, but yeah, that's just why I've been doing stuff less. All right, I'm out. Tommy Paul in 2 sets over Fonseca. He gets the win, and yeah, I'll see you guys at the next.